everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of our Town Hall series hosted by Certified PA Consulting. I'm Kasey D'Amato. If you don't know who I am, I'm president of Certified PA Consulting. I am a PA. I've been on the management team of a multi-million-dollar practice in Los Angeles. I've also owned my own businesses, sold businesses, and everything in between. So I help PAs and NPs and physicians, myself and my team, since 2009. We help PAs understand the world of salary negotiations, career advancement, career transitions, business, and all of those things that they don't teach us in PA school or in medical school. So hopefully you find our videos helpful. We make a new video every single week for common questions that come up to us from our clients. We work with clients one-on-one with private coaching, and we also have group on-demand courses as well on our website. So feel free to check out our resources, certifiedpaconsulting.com. Tons of resources there and here on our YouTube channel. Today we're talking about how do you get references from a prior employer. So references for a job, for credentials, excuse me, how do you get references from a prior employer? And there's really 5 tips that come to mind right away. Number 1, when you are leaving any job, you want to exit gracefully. And what does that mean, to exit gracefully? Because you don't want to burn bridges for exactly this reason, so that you can get references. So the way to exit gracefully, number 1, is to not insult your prior employer or office manager or any colleagues, or to tell them how to run their practice or their facility better, things you didn't like about the way that they operated or the way that they treated you. Nothing like that, because those are things that can be perceived as personal attacks and oftentimes can burn bridges when it comes to getting references in the future. So avoid any type of, I'm going to call it an insult, but you may think that you're being constructive criticism. Skip all of that. It's not relevant in your exit, because at this point you're moving on and they're most likely not going to change because of your opinion, because you're leaving. And at this point, they probably honestly don't care too much about your opinion because you're going anyways. So that's number 1. Number 2, give plenty of notice so that they can hire, screen, interview a replacement for you. Plenty of notice would be probably minimum 60 days. A lot of employers will want 90 to 120. That's probably more realistic when you think about how long it takes you to find a job, interview, screen, find the right one for you. Well, it's the same thing in reverse. It takes a little bit of time. So number 2 is give plenty of notice. Number 3, train your replacement if you can, so that that replacement can hit the ground running and step in where you are leaving off. So that's number 3. If you can train your replacement, that is really fantastic. It goes a long way to getting a reference, a positive reference from this employment that you're going to be leaving. Number 4, don't disrupt their business. And what does that mean? That could mean anything from letting all the patients know that you're leaving, letting all the staff know that you're leaving and why, talking about it all the time, leaving too soon before there's a replacement. Like, all of these things disrupt the general flow of business. So it's really nobody else's business that you're leaving. You don't need to be telling patients, and then in some cases it's illegal to tell patients if it's perceived as soliciting. Same thing with staff. It's really no one's business. So you shouldn't be talking about it there. Also, like we just spoke about before, give plenty of notice so that you are not disrupting the provider count and cash flow. So no matter what, you do not want to disrupt their business if you want a reference for the future. If you disrupt a lot of things and create a lot of anxiety amongst staff or concern amongst patients, and there's lots of chatter about why you're leaving and where you're going and all these things, that's disruptive to the day-to-day, and that can burn a bridge when it comes to getting a reference. So it's really nobody else's business except yours and your employer. When you give your notice, you make your plan to leave with plenty of notice so they can hire a replacement. Really don't talk about it with anybody else. Train your replacement so that they, hopefully can catch up quickly with the things that you were doing and step in so that the business does not skip a beat in that transition. And number 5 is really keep your emotions in check so that, no angry outbursts or crying, keep those things personal at home with your spouse or significant other or with a friend or colleague on the phone, but not in the workplace. If you have a lot of volatile emotions in the workplace, that can kind of burn bridges as well. and can influence the ability to get a positive reference in the future. You want to keep it really strictly business, that you're putting in your notice for this date. You want to make sure that they have plenty of time to replace you. You're moving on for personal reasons. You don't need to say anything more than that. And so there's no perception of personal insults. Give them plenty of time. You offer to train a replacement. You don't talk about it after that at all. And there's no emotions. It's just flat affect. And then you put in your time until that period and move on. And oftentimes, if you follow those 5 simple rules, you can get a reference from an employer, even if it was a toxic environment. If you follow those 5 steps, you oftentimes can get a positive reference. So I'll just review them really quickly. No judgment or opinions or constructive criticism about how they operate. That's number 1. Number 2, plenty of notice. Number 3, train your replacement if possible. Number 4, do not disrupt their business in any way, including talking about your exit or leaving them without a provider. And number 5, keep emotions in check and keep it strictly business. Just let them know you're going to be leaving for personal reasons. You're giving them notice about this date. If there's anything you can do to help with the transition, you're happy to do it. That is how you maintain professional relationships in order to get positive references for the future. If you don't care about your references, then you can throw these tips out the window. But if you do care about your references for getting a job or for credentials, follow these tips. If you're not sure about how to plan a graceful exit, reach out to us, team at Certified PA Consulting. There's links below. We offer private coaching, either one session or a series of sessions over a period of time, because it can be stressful working through an exit. So we work with our clients one-on-one privately on the phone in 1-hour sessions. And we meet like once every few weeks as we're going through the exit. So how to give that notice professionally, how to deal with the emotions, how to look for the new job, how to navigate the interview, how to talk about that prior employer if you need to. If it was a toxic situation, how do you address the questions in the future interviews and things like that about the prior employer. So we help people, we coach people through that process. So if this is you, reach out to us. You can email team at Certified PA Consulting or go to our website and contact us, certifiedpaconsulting.com. We'll post links in this video as well. So I hope this was helpful. This is how you can get references in the future for a job that you have left in the past. So remember to always exit gracefully. Check out our other videos. We have lots and lots of free videos. We put out one every single week. I'll see you next week.